A landmark here in New York City turns 150 this year. Faith Salie takes us to the 92nd Street Y.
At the 92nd Street Y in Manhattan, you'll find folks doing exactly what you'd expect at a community center: swimming, playing basketball, creating. But what if I told you Groucho Marx used the gym here, Martha Graham taught dance here, and
Albert Einstein was in this room?
He was here in this room, looked up, saw his name. I think he thought maybe he had made it finally.
As CEO Seth Pinsky tells it, the 92nd Street Y's remarkable history stemmed from a simple mission.
The 92nd Street Y was founded 150 years ago by a group of German Jewish civic leaders who saw a large number of Eastern European Jews coming to the United States. And they felt that that population needed a home, a safe place, and they said, let's create a Jewish version of the YMCA.
Who is welcome here?
Everyone is welcome.
The famed Kaufman Concert Hall is emblematic of this welcoming spirit.
We are sitting on an incredibly historic stage. What do you think when you walk in here?
It's an amazing place. I mean, when you stop and think about the people who have appeared here, the events that have occurred here.
Truman Capote first read from In Cold Blood here, and Kurt Vonnegut debuted Breakfast of Champions.
Not even my wife has seen it.
Emma Lazarus, when she wrote the words to the poem that gives voice to the Statue of Liberty, she was teaching English to Jewish immigrants here at the 92nd Street Y.
Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. The stage has played host to Holocaust survivors, musicians, Supreme Court justices, scientists, politicians, not to mention some of the biggest names in film, TV, theater, and comedy. In 1960, this choreographer premiered Revelations, now one of his most well-known works.
Why do you think that someone like Alvin Ailey was welcomed here at the 92nd Street Y when he wasn't welcomed anywhere else?
Jews have a long history of being excluded, and as a result of that, it's a very important value for us not to exclude others for the same reason.
Last fall, not long after the October 7th Hamas-led attacks on Israel, the 92nd Street Y drew heat for choosing to postpone an event with an author who was publicly critical of Israel. The Pulitzer Prize-winning novelist maintains he was given notice of a cancellation last minute before some organizers moved the event to a local bookstore not affiliated with 92NY. But as changing times present new challenges, Pinsky says they are still guided by one of their founding values, Tikkun Olam.
Tikkun Olam is a Hebrew phrase that means to repair the world. And that's a very important part of what we do. We're trying to enrich people's lives. We're trying to build community.
Programming ranges from ceramics to parenting to art history, as well as a nursery school, performances, and the famed 92NY Talk series.
Why? Because I was in love with Tarzan.
But the A and the G.
82-year-old Lincoln Field has been taking guitar lessons from Ed McEachern for decades.
Is that it? That was perfect.
A few floors below, Joanne Krantz is busy bejeweling herself at the famed jewelry center.
Did you make your necklace?
I did.
You made that?
I did.
Peter Stokes jumped into a pickup basketball game here nearly 50 years ago, and he's never stopped coming for cardio and camaraderie.
It's also a great meeting place to meet people. You know, since I started playing basketball, I have lifelong friends now.
A century and a half ago, the founders of the 92nd Street Y may not have foreseen all that it would become, but Seth Pinsky is sure their vision has remained true.
It's a place for people. It's a place for people to make their lives more meaningful. It's a place for people to connect to other people and not feel alone and isolated. And I don't see that changing in the coming 150 years in any way.